You may wonder what this Inner Space Centre is all about. Well, our new interactive exhibition, Journey into Inner Space, teams the latest discoveries from frontier science with ancient wisdom to explain what is meant by the inner life, the world of the spirit or soul as opposed to external reality. Your guide for this journey will be the American actor, writer, singer, director and yogi Clark Peters, originator of the hit show Five Guys Named Mo. This is followed by a meditation led by world-renowned spiritual leader Sister Gente, whose inspirational words have touched millions. Inner Space is sponsored by the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, of which Sister Gente is the European director. Step inside to experience a taste of the transformative power that lies within us all.
A new story is emerging about the nature of the world we inhabit. It attributes a fundamental role to consciousness, or spirit, in creating as well as experiencing what we call the material world. The Cosmic Hologram, by cosmologist and physicist Jude Currivan, states, everything that manifests in the physical world emerges from deeper and ordered levels of non-physical and informed reality. It is as if nature has an intelligence of her own, and the true ground of our individual being lies in this deeper reality. This new story builds on discoveries made nearly a century ago by the great pioneers of quantum mechanics. Sir James Jeans, for example, an English physicist and astronomer, famously concluded, the universe begins to look more like a great thought than a great machine. Science is offering us an amplified picture of reality. It calls on us to rethink who we are and where we come from. As Sir James Jeans put it may well be that each individual consciousness ought to be compared to a brain cell in the universal mind. The mathematicians, physicists, and astronomers advancing the frontiers of a new post-materialist science tell us there is a spiritual or mental quality at the root of existence. They suggest that things, like bodies and germs and trees and galaxies, manifest through vibrational fields which carry a vast matrix of information. In such a perspective, we are not our bodies nor even our brains. Instead, we could understand ourselves as points of consciousness or souls. We are co-creators of the material world, unique and self-contained, yet connected to the whole. Practicing the consciousness of the soul is valuable as a truth to be realized and experienced. Whereas bodies turn to dust, souls are eternal. But this glorious truth becomes hidden when we get lost in the physical aspects of existence. In his Chronicles of Narnia, C.S. Lewis, an Oxford Don who transformed from atheist to committed Christian, wrote, "Give up yourself and you'll find your real self. Lose your life and you'll save it. Submit to death. Submit with every fiber of your being, and you'll find eternal life." Experiences reported by many people brought back from clinical death through advanced resuscitation techniques have convinced previously skeptical investigators that consciousness not merely continues after death, but in a greatly expanded form. The visionary writer Aldous Huxley called this mind at large. Cardiologist Dr. Pim van Lommel, who led a 10-year study interviewing hundreds of heart patients revived after cardiac arrests, wrote, People are transformed by the conscious experience of a dimension where time and distance play no role, where past and future can be glimpsed, where they feel complete and healed, and where they can experience unlimited wisdom and unconditional love. People realize that death is not the end. Today we are rediscovering territory previously explored by poets and mystics. Mother Julian of Norwich, a 14th century English mystic who lived in isolation for much of her life, discovered a force of love moving through the universe that holds us fast and will never let us go. William Wordsworth wrote, "And I have felt a presence that disturbs me with the joy of elevated thoughts, a sense sublime of something far more deeply infused, whose dwelling is in the light of the setting suns, and the round ocean, and the living air, and the blue sky, and in the mind of man." Silence is a time-honored means of accessing those subtle treasures. It provides a safe space where the spirit can be renewed. The wise American Indian or Aboriginal finds self-mastery, dignity, and true courage in the deep forest and the open plains. Mother Julian stated that these timeless treasures are always alive in us, even though we may not be alive to them. The growth of interest in all types of meditation and other reflective practices is a sign of our need to restore balance between our inner and outer worlds. We are happiest when expressing positive attributes such as kindness and wisdom, and seeing those qualities in the lives of others. But today, the currency of kindness is an increasingly short supply. When this is reflected in our actions, much suffering results. The animal kingdom, and even the elements, are also greatly troubled. The longing and the need to know the deeper transformative dimension of reality is more and more apparent. It can be seen in the global success of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter stories. At Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Harry learns about the power of the mind, and most importantly, how it can be used for both good and ill. Love eventually proves more powerful than the dark forces. To restore the ability to live fully by that love, Harry, Hermione, and Ron have to undergo many tests with determination and courage, and ultimately, as C.S. Lewis realized, to face death. We are truly powerful inside. In The God Theory, American astrophysicist Bernard Hayes offers an insight into how you can and should be a rational, science-believing human being and at the same time know that you are also an immortal spiritual being, a spark of God. This is not the punishing God so powerfully debunked by Oxford evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins, author of The God Delusion, but rather an understanding of this one, H says, offers a way out of the hate and fear-driven violence engulfing the planet. Although the theory is not a scientific proof, H says, it is capable of resolving some of the toughest problems the world faces. And it is compatible with the new science and its revelation that, as he puts it, it is not matter that creates an illusion of consciousness, but consciousness that creates an illusion of matter. Raj Yogis, which means royal yogis, live with a similar understanding that there is a being with eternally pure consciousness residing beyond space and time who makes it possible for that which has gone wrong to be put right. This being serves as a spiritual sun whose light of love and wisdom never fades. When we open our hearts and minds to this light, the ignorance that has caused us to lose sight of our highest nature is dispelled. Could it be that in the depths of the human soul there is an unexplained force, an inner voice capable of making a reality of the long-held dream of paradise? Paradoxically, powerful confirmation of this idea comes from accounts of those who suffered total deprivation in the fearful conditions of punishment camps and prisons. Alexander Solzhenitsyn tells in Gulag Archipelago of how when you have nothing more to lose, a strange freedom emerges. He says, when you've robbed a man of everything, he's no longer in your power. The freedom begins inside, not with thoughts, but with an unshakable set of inner values. Highly improbable chance happenings then enable those values to become manifest in the outer world. Each of us is the center of the universe, Solzhenitsyn says, foreshadowing the frontier science now telling us that the entire physical world is in some way linked to the depth of the soul. Our journeys into inner space point us in the direction of new possibilities in life. Once we recognize the power inherent in the spirit or soul, we can learn to take charge of our thoughts and feelings. We discover what type of thoughts, feelings, and actions lead us towards freedom, and what type keep us in chains. When we act against our highest nature, the treasures within become hidden. When we align ourselves with our soul's purpose, we retain our integrity and become free. Most of us are constantly confronted with inadequacies in ourselves and others. So we need to create in our everyday lives spaces where we can step aside from those worries. When we do that, it becomes apparent that the treasures we most need are already within the soul. Physical aspects of existence demand our attention, especially in today's complex and uncertain world. But life can become stressful and joyless if we neglect the inner being and let physical concerns take too strong a hold on our sense of who we are. For a thorn, the world is a thorn. For a flower, it is a flower.
I've been looking for peace outside. I've been looking for love out there, and I'm not finding what I wanted. So maybe I go on another type of journey. Let me try a journey into inner space, going deeper and deeper within my own inner world, coming to that sacred space where only I can enter. I see many thoughts, but simply watching my thoughts slows them down, and I choose one thought, the thought of peace. I hold peace in my mind and begin to feel peace inside. I begin to feel how peace is totally natural. Peace feels comfortable. Peace feels very familiar. I know this feeling. I've been here before. And in this awareness of peace, I can sense the presence of another being, the source of peace. I connect with this being, and from this being radiates peace, light, and love. Now, not only am I surrounded by peace, I myself come back to the awareness of a being of peace. This is who I truly am, a being of peace. And in the presence of the divine, as the light of the divine touches the innermost being that I am, the light awakens the love within. Pure love comes to me from up above, and I fill myself with this pure love. But there's an inner response in which my own love emerges. Love connects with love, and the power of love opens the process of transformation. And in this experience of pure love, the transformation of the soul moves towards its destination. I am peace. I am love. I am a being of truth. I am joy itself. I am, in my original state of being, totally pure, completely clean, a clear reflection of the Creator, the unlimited ocean of all attributes awakens within me my own highest original state of being. And the power of peace, the power of love, the power of truth, the power of joy, and the power of purity reach out into the world, awakening all souls of my family, the unlimited human family. These vibrations reach out and touch all forms of life and even the elements of nature. And nature responds and returns to a state of harmony.